Did you know that for this movie, the stunt coordinator told Simon Pegg that Tom Cruise was going to do all of the driving because he didn't have a driver better than him? Mission Impossible Rogue Nation is just another great, fun installation in the Mission Impossible franchise. I would say it's not the strongest Mission Impossible movie, but it is still up there as a very good, a very well created movie. And I have three things in this movie that I liked. And the last thing is definitely my favorite. First thing I liked about this movie, I enjoyed the story, the plot, and then the new characters we get introduced to, and of course the big bad guy. So the story, I kind of like how we finally get to a point in Ethan Hunt's journey and the IMF's journey where they're finally being, finally having to face the consequences of their actions, and they're being, they're going on the run, they're rogue. Now they got all these different governments going after them for all different kinds of reasons, and at the same time they still have to maintain balance in the world. They still have to stop some immediate danger, and be as stealthy and as thorough as they possibly can. What we see in this movie is better that the world has IMF than the world not have them, because they are the great equalizer, I would say. They are the great equalizer to all the bad in the world, to all the evil in the world. And then we get introduced to some new characters. Ilsa Faust, played by the beautiful Rebecca Ferguson, and she's just a great addition. I really enjoy her as an actress. I really enjoy her portrayal as Ilsa in this movie. She's got the looks, she can fight. She and Tom Cruise actually have some pretty good chemistry. That's just my opinion, but I think they have some pretty good chemistry on screen, and they work well together. And then the big bad, Solomon Lane, leader of the syndicate, portrayed by Sean Harris. I guess you could say he's kind of like that, the typical British bad guy, that he's got the look, he's got the voice, and then the actions back him up, as he is just that leader of that shadow organization, that myth that floats around the government. In this case, the syndicate is like the boogeyman of the spy world. Just how Solomon Lane, his mind, and how he thinks, and how he's very strategic and just very laser focused and knows what he's doing. Like, he has a pretty well laid out plan. He relies heavily on technology and the ability to control people. Very creepy. He's a very scary individual. Like, using technology that way just shows you that he's not someone you want to screw around with, not someone you want to mess with. He's definitely someone that Ethan Hunt is going to have a good time going up against. He's definitely met his match there. Second thing I love about this movie is we always need some good stunts in the Mission Impossible movies. Now, in this movie, I would say, compared to a lot of the Mission Impossible movies out there, his stunts are so crazy. I can never do them. Most of the world couldn't do what he does. But I would say in terms of his stunts, they are not as crazy in this movie as some of his stunts in the later movies and the earlier movies. I really do enjoy when he's hanging off the plane. That's a hard stunt that he pulled off, and that was he was hanging off that plane for real, about 5,000 feet in the air. There's nobody who goes harder than Tom Cruise. Like, you may not like him as a person. He has very weird beliefs. We all know he's a Scientologist. Some people just aren't a fan of Tom Cruise, but I would say if you can put all your personal feelings on Tom Cruise aside and just like look at how far this guy goes to give us some high intensity, crazy stunts, like pure entertainment for us to enjoy. But yeah, these stunts are just always so much fun to watch. Tom's doing it for real, but at the same time you're still like super stressed. You're still not exactly sure what's going to happen, but then you never know in these movies what kind of stunts he's going to do, because in the world of stunts, there's a wide array of stunts that Tom can do. Of course, he has his limits. I've never seen him push himself to his limits before, but he does have his limits, and he has done some crazy things to give us, stunts that we will never forget. And then I'd say my favorite scene of the movie, there's no scene in the movie that really stands out to me. I do really like the ending scene where they all just work together, the team works together to finally get Solomon Lane, and they kind of use his own tricks against him. It's kind of a full circle moment where in the beginning of the movie, Ethan is, trapped in a glass box. His gas knocked out. At the end of the movie, it's like karma. Like, okay, you did that to me, now I'm gonna go do it to you. But the stakes are pretty high. Benji's got a bomb strapped to him. He's got all these different controls or whatever. So that's why it's one of my favorite scenes in the movie, where it's just a very tense situation. A really great scene to just wrap up this movie. I really do enjoy this movie a lot. It's a great installation, like I said. I highly recommend. If you haven't seen it in a while, they are all on Paramount Plus. I'm sure a lot of you probably own the DVDs, and I don't know if it's on any other streaming service besides Paramount Plus, but I highly recommend. Check out these movies again, getting ready for Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, which is coming out in June, early June, so we've got a little bit of time. But I would definitely recommend, if you are super excited for that movie, like I am. I'm kind of going through all the Mission Impossible movies again, just to get the excitement up, to get the hype up, to get ready for this grand finale, which I have no idea how this franchise is going to end, but I know it's going to be crazy. So for Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 Mudflaps. And remember, leave me a thumbs up and drop the comments below. What's your favorite Mission Impossible movie? See you soon.